Hey, what's up? It's Brett Wilson here, founder of Highvibe. I just wanted to make a video of running through the connect, intend, record loop. This is my daily practice, and it's basically 10 minutes of listening to sound. It's an audio file with sound technology like Monroe Institute. It's got binaural beats. It'll entrain your brain waves. How it works, a basic overview, is that it takes two different frequencies in each ear. So one ear will be 100 hertz and the other ear will be 104 hertz. That 4 beat in the middle is picked up by our auditory nervous system, which then generates a beat stimulus, which entrains your brain waves to specific states. And this specific audio file will entrain you to the Theta state, which is the deep meditation state. So yeah, that's how this sound technology works. We've layered on some thunder, some rain, so that you automatically feel at peace. There's a few birds, there's some nature noise. And yeah, I've been listening to this audio file for years now, like 5 years. So yeah, we're going to do a quick 10-minute functional meditation or a connection practice. This audio file is available on our website, in our app, and on our YouTube. It's open for everyone. You can start using it today. And so we're going to do a 10-minute meditation, and then we're going to intend and record. We're going to do the macro loop. We're going to intend and record. So connect, you connect to source in your meditation practice. You do a meditation, functional meditation, and then you do, it's also known as a connection. And then you intend, and so afterwards, once we're all in this beautiful vibe, we're going to set an intention, and that is where we're going to align our vector for the day. We're going to set our intention. We're going to be communicating with source, which I expand on our website and in another video, which is the information system that we live in, the rendering engine of our virtual reality. So we're communicating with the main computer. We are going to broadcast our intention. When we're in this deep theta state, we connect, we harmonize our brain waves, our intuitive mind comes online, we connect to source, then we intend. So we're broadcasting a message. We're using our intention to send out a message to when we get to this point, I'll explain further. There's multiple things you can do. You can heal, you can influence probabilities, you can interact with reality using your intention, and then you record. So you connect, you intend, you put out that message, you put out that intention, and then you record your experience. It's a daily loop. And then every day you do that, the more you're broadcasting your intention, the more you're connecting to source, and the more you're recording, the more data, the more information you get, and it's a training system for your consciousness. So yeah, let's just start here. Let's get into a deep meditation. It's a basic mindfulness technique. What does that mean? Well, that means if you're new to meditation, you just breathe in and out slowly. In your nose. Out your mouth is what I like to do, but you can do anyway. There's no rules. So get into a comfortable position. If you're going to go practice connection on your own with these audio files and this sound, then find somewhere you're comfortable with, and so, sitting down or laying down or outside, whatever feels good. But for now, I'm going to do it here in my office chair with you. And then, yeah, you just listen to the sound. You fall into it. I'll give you a little guidance at the beginning, but there is no guidance for the sound technology. It's a freestyle audio, so there's no voiceover. So when you're doing it on your own, you can go wherever you want and do whatever you please. It's freestyle, and it's designed for functionality in everyday use. So let's get to it. Again, this is on our YouTube if you'd like to listen, and you can sign up on our website for free to get access to this audio file and our app, which has the audio file. All right, so make sure you have headphones in. We need headphones for the sound technology to work. Yeah, so I'm just going to turn that down for a sec. We need headphones for the sound technology to work, FYI. So yeah, let's enjoy this practice. Get comfortable, headphones in, sounds playing. Then you just start breathing and you just listen to the noise. Fall into it, feel that beat frequency, and then just fall into it. There's not much more to it. So enjoy. In, out your breath. very simple. Nice and relaxed. Beautiful sounds. The thunder. It's a good storm. It's cozy. Enjoy. Enter the 0 point state. This is a cheat code to becoming enlightened. It's a hack in the virtual reality game we live in. Entrain your brainwaves. In this practice, once you get to this silent state, you can broadcast your intention in the actual practice. So it's the closest you can get to source when you're in that 0 point state. So let us begin. that's a vibe. Yeah. So that is a daily functional meditation practice, or a connection practice, as you can feel it. We've connected to source. We have entrained brain waves. Our brain has been entrained. Our brain waves have been entrained into the Theta state, a deep meditation state. So there are monks that once tried the sound technology at the Monroe Institute who developed this to a point where it got really good. And the monk said, what you can do in a week or two here took us a lifetime. So that sound technology can put you into a state that could take, an ancient mystic years of training to get to. So that's a deep Theta state. And in that state, you can be communicating with source. What I was doing was broadcasting my intention. I was visualizing future scenarios for my business, etc. That's where I use it right now. I used to use it for healing. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. And now I'm going to get a little pad of paper and I'm going to intend. I just like to write down my intentions so that you can build data and track, but you don't actually truly need to do this. You just need to intend in your daily choices. And what does that mean? That means having an intentional focus, or broadcasting your intention, or visualizing your intention to source. So that's sending out a message to source. It's like you're pinging source, you're broadcasting it, you're texting source in this connected state. Your brain waves, they harmonize, and it's a very powerful harmonized state. If you had an EEG on, you'd see that it was all lighting up, and both hemispheres of your mind would be working in one. And so that is proof, or however you want to look at it scientifically, that you're entering this connected state. Both your hemispheres are connected, but also what that does is bring on your intuitive mind. And how does your intuitive mind work? Well, it connects you to source, and that's where like non-physical thoughts come from, emotions, downloads, synchronicities, all that. It's through your intuitive mind. I expand on this further on our website, so you can go learn if you're not on the website already. And so I'm just going to record my intention here. And so it's kind of like an I am, or a statement, any kind of statement, but there's no specific way to do this. You just record what you're working on. It's for the data, it's for the loop, it's for building the muscle to prove that you are interacting with source. So I'm going to say something like, I'm working towards finding our first 20 alpha program users / customers. So I make a note that that's my intention for the day. And then below that, I like to leave space for downloads. So throughout the day, I in my meditation, that's what I was broadcasting. And so then throughout the day, I'll be getting downloads, or experiences. So maybe I'll have sent out a few messages and I'll get a response. I'll see something on X, on the algorithm, or Instagram, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to connect with that person. Or, wow, I got a piece of information from a video or something that clicked here. And I was like, whoa, okay. So there's these non-physical clues, if you will, that you want to start to record. And one way intention works, the connect, that's what we just did. And then intend, it's during the day, like during the game, during reality, like when you're not in meditation. What meditation is like, it's like you're connecting, you're in this state of connection. It's non-physical. It's this, you're like opening a terminal or a prompt to a source, and you're communicating. And there's multiple ways to communicate in that 0 point state, in the meditative state. One is requesting insight and information. So that's like you're requesting to read information. So that's like downloads coming in throughout the day, or you have an answer you're looking for, or you have this question you're working on. Those answers will come to you over time, because you put out the message and then you get the responses back over time. It doesn't usually happen immediately, but it can happen just in that meditative state. So sometimes you want to record right after meditating these thoughts or downloads you get. So that's the micro loop, connect, intend, record. You do that just in the meditation, the functional meditation connection practice. And then during the day, you do the macro loop, which is, so you do the connection, then during your day, you're going to live your intention. So I'm working towards finding our first 20 alpha program users. So I'm going to be working on that all day and tomorrow and the next day. And I'm going to keep meditating on it, keep connecting on it, keep broadcasting out this intention. And then I'm going to be recording all the insight and information I get. Because over time, again, that builds your database, your personal database, your personal record of all this information, which becomes valuable. And it's like, going to a gym, but it's a mental consciousness gym. So you can't really see the results. So you have to record it. And it's a system to see your progress, your gains, if you will. And so that's what I was saying is that's getting information. You're requesting information. Another one is you can write data. So that is in the meditation connection. You can visualize, say, for example, your body healing. I've done this. I used to do this to heal. And so I'd see my body. There's many techniques. It doesn't really matter. It's all about your intent. But I would visualize my body. I would state, this is like Brett Wilson. I would see it. And then I would feel white light over any sore parts I had, like knees or organs or anything like that. And then, I've healed multiple people. And so I would do the same thing, like see an avatar of their body. I'd state that's who it is. That's like my intention. And then, for example, my grandmother was having surgeries on specific parts of her body. I would visualize that, fill it up with light, and just do that in the meditation. And it worked out really well. Or you can intend to influence probabilities. So say, like my mom was getting results from a doctor, and until those results are rendered, there's all this probability. So you can actually influence the probability. So I was seeing that the results would go this one specific way, the positive way for the overall situation. And turns out it did go that way. So that's one way you can influence probabilities. If you have for work a call or a sales call or some sort of an event coming up with other individuals where there's a lot of probability, you can influence that probability with your mind. So visualize seeing it the way you want it to go. Just like in sports, it's very similar to sports. If you want to have a really good ski run or a really good golf swing on a course, or, you visualize ahead of time. Goalies do it in sports, etc. All players do it. So this is consciousness visualization training, which influences probabilities. And so that's reading and writing data, and then healing is like repairing data. So I kind of already touched on that, but it is writing, but then it is also healing. And another way to heal is, say there's emotional situations or non-physical, high entropy type situations that you want to heal and harmonize. You can request to repair that data in the meditation and during your daily intention. And who knows, maybe the person you've been fighting with will text back, or the person ignoring you will text back, or something like that. Or you'll find your team all harmonizes in communication, and somehow everyone's on the appropriate wavelength. They got some sort of a download, because we're all webbed. Our consciousness are all linked. If you have the intent to repair data, to lower entropy, to heal data, they also on their own get these situations that may make them think like, oh, I got to be better here, or, oh, you know what, maybe they were right about that, etc. Or you'll get the information like, oh, I got to behave a little differently and harmonize the whole team, etc. So that's the basic connect, intend, record loop. You just start doing that every day. You just get a notepad or any kind of journal system. You can use Google Docs, or you can use our app. But our journaling feature just isn't out yet. It's just sound files. But sign up on our website and you'll get notified of when that journaling system's there. But yeah, you don't need that. And you actually don't need anything beyond your own mind. So the sound technology is for connection. And then you intend, set your intention, and then you record. So if you can just remember all that, it's good. But again, because it is non-physical, it's good to record physically, because you'll forget over time. But yeah, and it's just fun to go back in time and look at all your results. So that's a daily functional meditation practice. I appreciate you being here with me. Rewatch this and do it all you want. The audio files on our website and on our YouTube, etc. I'm sending love. There'll be more videos like this coming soon.